Roman has this incredibly long run and like who's going to be made on the way out, then it's just John. And you're like, oh my God, again, stand aside. Nah. But I mean, that's a hell of a story.
Well, you know what? While we're at it, let's go further into this John Cena versus Logan Paul topic here. So, if it was rumored for John Cena to go against Logan Paul, and we were talking about just as far as does it affect his reputation? Does it affect his current momentum and current status as an actor? My question to you, Digger, is it separate? Like him losing on, like, say for instance, if Logan Paul were to beat John Cena, or if John Cena were to beat Logan Paul, doesn't even matter. And if Logan Paul is going to be the heel because he just naturally is the heel, if John Cena wins from Logan Paul, that wouldn't hurt Logan Paul's, reputation too. So would you be interested in a John Cena versus Logan Paul WrestleMania match?
I'd be interested in John Cena versus Logan Paul TikTok off.
There you go.
I would be interested in a Logan Paul versus John Cena, YouTube Scrabble match. And sure, I'd be interested in a professional wrestling match with Logan Paul and Mr. John Cena. What happens in a finish like that? Therein lies, the heartache, like the fact that Logan Paul was able to, at a top level, at the end of the day, because we've talked about the celebrities and sometimes they just, like a Bad Bunny just goes away and nobody really gets the payoff of his, star powered appearance, but he loses the Roman, and that's cool. That's good business. Who's going to be more likely to be there, Logan or John, going forward? I mean, actually, it can go either way. I think if we're ever going to break that record of 15, John has to defeat the nefarious Logan Paul before he can be a 16-time World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, 17, because he already has 16.
Whatever.
Yeah. Don't undersell John Cena.
Yes. I mean, I don't know, but like at the end of the day, we're, crunching numbers over stuff that doesn't matter. Is it good business? Yeah, it probably is.
I mean, that's where I'm at. I mean, Vince, I know that you think that it might ruin his momentum as an actor.
Well, not only that, Chris, you also got to look at, especially working with a guy like Logan Paul. He's not working with a Roman Reigns. He's not working with somebody that he's familiar with. Bro, the risk of injury. I mean, you got to look at that. And what's the series that Cena's doing now? What's the name of that very popular series?
Peacemaker, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Chris, for all we know, he could have a contract with the studio that may not allow him to do this, because if he does get hurt and now their filming schedule is messed up, and like I said, bro, I think the chances of that increase when you're in there with a guy like, Logan Paul. It's not a guy that he's wrestled 100 times. So I really think like all that stuff would really, really come into play. And I just got to tell you, man, where the WWE is right now, I know he's a very loyal guy. I just don't see the risk why he would do it.
But he's really loyal to.
I know he is.
Vince.
Well, that's true too. That's true too, man.
Yeah.
It's not a Vince thing. He's probably.
What was his relationship with Triple H, bro?
Man, I think there was some top guy meandering, when he was on the come up and Trips was on top before he was fully, businessman. But I would say at this juncture, I can imagine them totally cool and totally pros. I do feel like there was a bit of, I kind of reflected towards the time and developmental I had. And my ex would actually say this, it seems like there's like two teams in developmental. What do you mean, hun? She's like, well, there's like team, like all the guys like John likes, and then there's all the guys that like Triple H likes. And I didn't really notice it, but it takes an outside perspective to just watch what we're doing and see that. And then I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. And then it almost kind of came where like, because Triple H had the developmental power, like his guys were getting more of the push, while John's guys who were getting over doing unique things and working hard were kind of left aside. So,
who were some of John's guys you can recall?
Rusev, a lot of the guys from the gym, Wade, Drew, Sheamus. Sheamus was a Triple H guy too. Most of the guys that like got in at the Trent Beretta, Bo Dallas.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting because you can definitely tell that Sheamus was a Triple H guy. Who was?
Percy for sure was.
Interesting. Yeah, you could tell that Sheamus was a Triple H guy because didn't they have a WrestleMania match against each other like early in Sheamus's tenure there, and he was world champ 3 months after he wrestled for in ECW.
Who did Sheamus beat?
He beat Cena.
All right.
He beat Cena in a tables match or something like that, right? A TLC or something like that.
Or some horse finish.
Was that planned for Cena to go through the table that way?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, because there's been a lot of speculation of like it was on accident, that John Cena lost the title and went through the table that way. So, what's that?
The Great Conspiracy. You got like Kevin Costner from JFK going over the table.
Yes, indeed.
Separated table, as you can see.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem like, we're 4 months, 3.5 months away from WrestleMania right now. So I don't think, 4.5 months away from WrestleMania. So I don't think that Logan Paul's injury, his injury that he got on Crown Jewel, I don't think that he'll recover by then anyways. So if anything, if there was possibly anything for WrestleMania, it most likely will involve Logan Paul, but it does raise the topic of SummerSlam though, because a lot of times they look for that big match at SummerSlam too. To me, John Cena versus Logan Paul, I think it would be something that they really would consider for SummerSlam if Logan Paul's.
Bro, does that position him perception wise? Does that position him as a second banana, bro? Because Reigns
beat Cena.
Reigns beat him. Reigns beat Logan Paul. So now if you bring in John Cena to wrestle, I don't know, bro. We're talking about a legit movie star, man. I'm sorry. I hear a lot of guys put over Cena's acting, and bro, this guy's a bona fide movie star, and to me, the booking of that is second banana. He couldn't beat Roman Reigns, but we're gonna give him a shot against John Cena because maybe he could beat him.
I think when you think of it from a business standpoint, though, I think that's where the money is. That's what they're looking at as far as star power. I mean, they don't have.
Well, that's what they're looking at. I just don't know if it's the best thing for him.
For Cena.
Yeah,
I don't think. I don't think he cares.
Yeah, and the thing too. All right, WrestleMania is in LA, right?
Yep.
So they kind of book according to that territory. There has to be some sort of Hollywood sort of intersection.
Yeah.
Jumbo, like, I don't know. Why don't you just put? Well, I mean, is The Rock supposed to come back too? Wasn't that a thing?
That was supposed to be.
Anymore?
Yeah, that was supposed to be, but that looks like that's off the shelf now. So do you bring back Cena Reigns the third time, and Reigns already beat Cena twice on two different pay-per-views?
Well, here's the caveat. Here's what you have. You have the story of becoming the 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. Mm-hmm. And then if you're going to pay it off, why not there? Granted, everyone would freak out because Roman has this incredibly long run, and like, who's going to be made on the way out? That was just John. You're like, oh, again, stand us up. Nah. But, I mean, that's a hell of a story. It's going to be a huge market.
I think that would be horrible, though, to sell that for WrestleMania. Because, like, you have the fans who are like, oh, no, I wanted Roman Reigns to end this championship reign. When is this reign going to end? Which, to me, every time people say that just, to me, if I was booking, I would just continue to keep Reigns winning because that's heat. Like, he's a heel. So if you don't like the fact that he's champ, make him champ longer.
He would never lose. If will be old pro wrestling world. Be on top in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's at a point.
Sami Zayn.
There you go. He loses Sam. Sammy's the one. He slips off a banana peel and loses to Sami Zayn.